It's October 29th, and the purpose of this video is to inform the mortgage industry and mortgage bankers and even brokers about some proposals that the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, is going to make to the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, or HMDA, as we refer to, rules. So on July 22nd, 2014, the Bureau, talking about the Consumer Protection, CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, issued a proposal rule implementing amendments to HMDA under Dodd-Frank. Comments of the proposal were due on October 29th, so I know there's a lot of people already digging into this and preparing a response, but there's a number of concerns that will impact the industry and consumers' privacy. And we're going to address some of these. The proposal, or the new recommendations to this act, would require the reporting of new data fields required under Dodd-Frank and considerably more data under the Bureau's discretionary authority. Now, how do we define discretionary authority? I choose to do so or not to do so, I guess, is how that's defined. This expands the loans to be reported to include all loans secured by a dwelling. All right, so that's the mortgage industry, a dwelling, including home equity lines of credit, or HELOCs, or reverse mortgages, and establish a new minimum HMDA reporting threshold of 25 covered loans for both depositories and non-depository financial institutions. So it's going to be an equal playing field on this new HMDA reporting for all financial institutions. Large institutions would report quarterly. I don't know the exact number of what qualifies a large institution, but I'm sure there's some kind of data out there that defines that. And perhaps you want to post what that is through this forum. Commercial loans on multifamily dwellings would be counted toward the threshold, and open lines of credit would not be counted. Okay, so there's some things that would or wouldn't be discriminated against in this new law. Specifically, Dodd-Frank requires HMDA data to include the following, and here they are: total points and fees, rate spreads for all loans, repayment penalty information, introductory interest rate terms, non-amortizing features, loan terms, application channels, or I'm not sure what an application channel is, maybe internet or face-to-face, I'm not sure what that really means, universal loan ID and loan originator ID, property value and parcel ID, age of the borrowers, and the credit score of the borrowers. That's quite a bit more information than what HMDA used to report. So here's some discretionary authority. So I would count off discretionary, just to count on it being there. The CFPB also proposes to require reporting of automated underwriting systems results, so decisions, whether it's eligible, reasons for denial, qualified mortgage status, combined loan to value, points and fees including total origination charges, total discount points, borrower's risk adjustments, pre-discounted interest rate, and interest rate received, number of units in the subject property, manufactured housing, information on real or personal property and site ownership, and debt-to-income information. Wow, that's a lot of information. Let me tell you why, in particular, the people who will really be representing the industry and disagreeing with this is the Mortgage Bankers Association. And the Mortgage Bankers Association takes a lot of issues with things, and most of it is just because of data collection. The reporting process by the CFPB raises serious concerns about the consumer for privacy and data security. And the reason for that is they feel like that they can match it with other data in order to reveal that information. And I tend to agree. Are the consumer, do they really need it at this time? I just don't see the reasoning behind this. But I'm sure there is a reason, but it just seems a little too much to me. Possibly we're looking into more trending as per, especially when it gets into the DTI, debt to income, and combined loan to value, credit scores, and that sort of thing. That could really steer the industry into more, I would say, decision making on how they are to manufacture loans in the future, and may even impact the industry even more. Privacy concerns. The proposal says that the Bureau will initially make public only the data that is currently released, and that in the future it will apply a balancing test weighing privacy interest versus the public's need to know to determine which of the new data is to be released. Really? I think most people don't trust the government anymore in a number of areas. But anyway, that's that's how they plan to do it and implement it. Another interesting fact is a recent GAO, or Government Accounting Office, reported or they found that the CFPB must undertake additional efforts in several areas to reduce the risk of improper collection, and we're talking about privacy collection of data, use of private information, or release of consumer financial data. And so apparently there's a gap right now. Now, I would say this, that the MBA does take the Mortgage Bankers Association does take an opinion and believes that those issues would be addressed before the CFPB proceeds with this proposal. So perhaps we're okay if you have all kinds of data that you really don't need, but if you don't mind putting in writing and how you're going to protect that information, we would very much appreciate it. And first of all, I want to thank the Mortgage Bankers Association to being sensitive to this information and not bowing over to every new rule that comes out and putting up a fight for the industry. The Mortgage Bankers Association also has something called MORPAC, which is the lobbying arm of the Mortgage Bankers Association, and anybody can contribute at any time on the MBA's site. There's links that will direct you to the right place. And also, something that doesn't cost anything, there's something called Mortgage Action Alliance. And again, that there's no fee or anything to register, but if you want to receive notifications, the MBA, the Mortgage Bankers Association through MAW, and the Mortgage Action Alliance create these wonderful letters that only thing you have to do is tell it to send. You select your elected officials, and it goes directly to those individuals. And it's already a canned form letter with those issues. Obviously, it adds a place for you to modify if you want to add to or take away certain things. So I would encourage you, first of all, to sign up to the Mortgage Action Alliance and get involved. If you have the ability to help finance or provide a way to get into the lobby action, the MORPAC Association is also available where you can sign up. And I would also encourage you and or your company to join the Mortgage Bankers Association so that you're informed on these issues. A lot of these issues are raised during these committee meetings and through the various conferences. So I hope you find this beneficial, and also I hope that you're informed as a result of what the CFPB is planning on doing. On the surface, it doesn't really seem like it's that bad. And that's usually how the government usually works. They're doing things that they're here to help you, but yet we see how sometimes how those things are perceived by the consumers and the taxpayers out there. So anyway, get involved and participate, and have a great day and great week.